One of the key things we will keep exploring with our learning framework are dispositions. These are an important part of powerful learning. So, Mr. Cole, what are dispositions?
Yeah, look, it's a bit of a funny word that you might not use that often, but when we talk about the habits of good learners, we can identify that there are lots of common actions across heaps of different learning opportunities and environments. So for example, when I'm on the sporting field, or I'm in the classroom, or even in a friendship, a good learner listens effectively to those around them. They also persevere when things get difficult. It's a bit of a funny word, isn't it? And not one that we use all that often. But really it's all about the habits of good learners, and we can identify lots of common actions across different learning opportunities and environments. So for example, when you're on the sporting field, or even in a classroom, or even in a friendship, good learners listen. They also persevere when things get difficult. We also know that good learners practice skills to review their learning to lock it in their memory.
So, the dispositions you just mentioned just then were listening, persevering, practicing, and reviewing. But there are more, right? Where do these come from?
Yeah, look, essentially researchers have looked at what makes good learners effective, and we've listed out all sorts of different skills and attitudes that they show in their learning. So as a college, we've engaged with this research and developed this version of the Powerful Learning Framework because we believe it outlines the picture of an effective learner. Now, why am I using that word dispositions instead of skills? Well, dispositions go beyond isolated skills to something that is deeply lived out. We don't just want to grow students who understand that it's important to use these skills. We want to grow students who actively, every day, make choices to live them out. So we're going to be talking to your children a lot about these dispositions because we know that it will make for more effective learning.
I love the fact that these dispositions are transferable, so I can apply them to my learning in a lot of different contexts. Can you give me an example of this with one of the dispositions, something like reflecting?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I would look at it something like reflecting and see that this is important in so many different contexts, right? As someone who does ongoing study in my life, I'm always reflecting on the quality of my writing and my academic work and asking, how can I get better at this? But also as an employee, I need to always be reflecting on the quality of my work at school to think about how can I continue to improve in that as well. Look, as a husband, I've always got to be asking, how can I love my wife and serve her better each day? And as a dad to 3 young children, every day I have to play through those scenarios and say, did I get that one right? How can I be better as a dad? And even into things like my spiritual and personal development, I need to be reflecting on how I'm growing and maturing so that I can actually set goals and work more effectively towards that.